What's going on, good people? It's your boy John, the Date Dr. Clark, and of course, I'm just coming to you live and in direct and in color because this is what I know. This is what I love to do. But it's something I want to get off my chest. It's something I want all the couples, all those that are in relationships, all those that are married, to kind of continue to add to your relationship, to your marriage. And that one thing is, remember to add God to your marriage. Remember to add God into your relationship. Reason being is that he's filled with many things that sometimes we neglect in ourselves. He's filled with many things that we forget to add. He's filled with many things that we forget to just kind of engulf within ourselves maturely. So with that being said, the communication aspect between you and God. Imagine when you're in need, who do you come to? When you want to just chat, who do you come to? When you want to give thanks, who do you come to? When you want to show signs of appreciation, who do we come to? We communicate that. But why is it that we're refusing to communicate those that we're in love with? Why is it that we're refusing to communicate those we're in a relationship with? Why is it that we're refusing to communicate with those that we're married to? Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear what it is that I'm saying? Add him. Add him. Add him. He can kind of help us with that in addition to the marriage, to the relationship, to the situationship. Start by adding that form of communication. But most importantly, add God to it. There's a few other things that he's going to help us with. The next thing is forgiveness. Imagine that Saturday night or that Sunday morning hangover. Imagine some of the things that we've done to our significant other. Imagine some of the things we've done to our best friend. Imagine some of the things we've unfortunately done to our family members and other friends that we began to ask for forgiveness. Imagine some of the things that to this day we're still holding on to us. Imagine some of the things that we're still holding on to us within our mind, within our soul, within us emotionally and mentally that we refuse to apologize for to our significant others, that we refuse to apologize for to those that we truly care about, to we refuse to apologize for to our family and friends. But what exactly does the love does what exactly does the Lord bring to the table as far as they can teach us? He teaches us how to forgive. He teaches us how to apologize. He teaches us that if we want more in life, that if we want to progress more in life, that sometimes we have to ask for forgiveness. Sometimes we have to learn how to put that pride to the side so we can make room for growth. Sometimes we have to put that pride to the side and behind us and sometimes under our feet to see progress and to see growth. And of course, it's no perfect process. But if we add him to our lifestyle, if we add him to our marriage, if we add him to our relationship, then we have the ability to make room for better communication. We have more room for goals and progress. And most importantly, learning how to forgive. So third thing, what's something else that's why that can add to us adding the Lord to our relationship? Being social. Imagine sitting in the church right after the choir finished singing. What is the preacher? What is the preacher? What is the bishop? And what does the pastor usually encourage us to do? Sometimes he encourages us to look left and look to our right and look at our neighbor and socialize and get up and stand around and communicate with each other. That's kind of what we're built for as individuals. We're not built to be, oppositional. We're not built to be, very distant from other people. Sometimes in life, sometimes a lot of things happen to us, both verbally, emotionally, and physically, that kind of deters us from being who we are designed to be. So imagine in church when the preacher says, "Get up and speak to your better half, or speak to someone you've never spoken with before." Sometimes if we can add that in addition to what the Lord is going to provide us in our relationship, in our situationship, in our marriage, sometimes it can turn us into much better people. Sometimes it can encourage us to be more social. Sometimes it can really encourage us to go out and do more with life with other people, but still embrace and have that communication, have that ability to forgive, and have that ability to be more social within our marriage. And by adding the Lord into our marriage and our situationships and our relationship, it allows us to be better. It allows us to be better people. So do you all see where it is that I'm getting at? So I got a few other things on listening that I feel like if we add the Lord to our marriage, that we'll be blessed with many other characteristics that, of course, He has that can really transform us to better people. So with that being said, there's something else that the Lord is going to add us for: to be kind. So with that being said, sometimes we're very helpful, we're very hateful, we're full of despise in our relationship. We're full of very deceitful stuff. We're not as nice. We're not as receptive. We're not as selfless as far as those that we truly care about. And if we can add that into our psyche, if we can add that into us emotionally and physically and verbally, then imagine what kind of people we would be. I know sometimes, with the media and social media and the tabloids, they talk about try your best not to help out those that are homeless because the majority of them could be driving off in Benzes after 5:30, after they've obtained all your money and after they folded up the cardboard sign. But what if we didn't hear that in the tabloids? What if we didn't see it in the social media? What if that was non-existent? What if they were really just homeless? What if we were raised to just still inspire them? What if we were raised to still give them $1 or two? What happened to us being kind? Too many times we allow the devil to kind of jump in our psyche, in our minds, and us mentally and emotionally. That kind of deters us from being that kind-hearted person. What if we remove the devil from our circle? What if we remove that mentality of thinking? What if we started to help people much more? What if we started to help our significant other much more? What if we started to help ourselves much more? What if we increase the chances of adding the Lord into our lifestyle much more? What if we increase the chance of adding the Lord to our marriage much more? It increases the chance of us being much more kind. So what it is, and I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, let's add that great communication skill. Let's add that sense of being more forgiving. Let's add that ability to be able to communicate much more. Let's add that ability to be able to be a little bit more social. Let's add that ability to be even more kind so we can transform into better people. Is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with adding the Lord into our circle? Something to think about. So with that being said, good people, the last but definitely not least, let's add that ability to understand people and remember to have fun. And those are kind of the last two things I really want to touch on as far as adding the Lord into our lifestyle, adding the Lord into our marriage. Because if we can increase the chance of understanding better things, we can increase the chance of us passing. We can increase the chance of us wanting to do much better. We can increase the chance of understanding a person's lifestyle. And when we understand things much more, it increases the chance of us doing much better. It increases the chance of that person knowing that we know these things. And remembering to have fun. Remembering to date. Remembering to add spice. Remembering to add spark. Remember to show each other that we love each other, because those are some of the reasons as to why they brought us together. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, remember to love each other. Remember to understand each other. Remember to be kind. Remember to be social. Remember to, compromise. Remember to communicate much more. But most importantly, remember to forgive, because we want the Lord to do some of these things to us. So would it be fair and or unfair for us not to be doing these same things back in return? Something to think about. Feel free to support me. Feel free to look on my website. It's your boy, John the Date Dr. Clark. Look me up on my personal website, www.datedoctor.com. It's been a pleasure. Have a good night, good people, or morning, or afternoon.